No, she can sit here. No, that's okay. We'll have her sit here. No, you sit here, right? No, you don't want that.
I won't need this. As soon as they walk down, I don't need this anymore.
You don't need to see as soon as they walk down?
As soon as they walk down, I don't need this. I just need it so I'm not in their way when they're walking.
Dangerously close to being ready to begin this ceremony this evening. A couple of housekeeping items. In the case of emergency, we have exits at the front and in the rear of the auditorium. We ask that, although we certainly want you to get video of this experience, we ask that your phones be on silent to minimize any disruption. And there are breaks in the ceremony. If you need to get up to use the restroom, try to do so at a time when we're transitioning from one part of our ceremony to the other as best as possible. And we are going to get started with our commencement ceremony. Mr. Smith. Superintendent here at Fort Edward. I'd like to welcome everyone here tonight for this very important celebration. It's a beautiful evening and we have a wonderful program ahead of us. Thank you, all of you, for joining us. At this time, we'd ask the graduates to remain standing and have our audience also stand for the playing of our national anthem. thank Mr. Smith and Ms. Taylor and members of our Fort Edward Band. I'd also like to thank our Board of Education, who's seated over here to my left, and for their continued support of our students and all of our programs. Additionally, I'd like to thank our Buildings and Grounds and our leader, Steve Neron, in that department for all the work and preparation for this ceremony. Everything looks outstanding. First on our program this evening will be the Salutatorian address. This year's Salutatorian is Silas M. Monroe. Silas, sure. Silas is the son of Thomas and April Monroe. He is the class of 2025 president and a member of the National Honor Society and Tri-M Music Honor Society. Silas is also an active member of our senior choir, drama club, and key club. He plans to attend SUNY Purchase in the fall to study cinematic arts with a goal of directing his own films. Salutatorian Monroe is graduating with a final GPA of 94.55. I'd like to present to you the class of 25 Salutatorian, Silas M. Monroe.
Hello everyone. I'm so honored to be standing up here today. First, I want to thank everyone who is here and express gratitude on behalf of my fellow classmates. Thank you to every family member, friend, teacher, and mentor. You helped all of us grow and make it together to this huge milestone that some of us thought we'd never get to. I would like to take a moment to show special appreciation to our class advisors, Ms. Gollin and Ms. Rosenthal, who have been selflessly devoted to us for the majority of our high school experience. They have supported and guided us regardless of the circumstances and have always done their best to set up our class for success. I want to address just my class for a few moments when I say this. We actually did it. We've achieved something that we have always felt was so far away, but today we're here, actually living it. We are in this moment right now, and nothing can take that away from us. This journey that we have been on has been unique to each and every one of us, but has also been a voyage we have shared together. And that has definitely made some of the challenges we have faced more palatable. It reminds me of a quote from the novel Feed, which some of us read in class this year. I feel real sorry for people who have to travel by themselves, in space. That must suck. When you're going places with other people, with this big group, everyone is leaning toward each other, and people are laughing, and they're chatting, and things are great. And it's just like in a commercial for jeans, or something with Nougat. I feel that as a class, we have been so lucky to have had each other to lean toward, to laugh with, and to chat with, to cheer on others' success. I'd like to think that no matter how much our futures diverge from each other, that we will still be able to look towards one another for guidance or even just for company. This class shares so many memories that will always draw us back to the experiences we've had here, like riding go-karts till 2 in the morning during prom, hanging out with each other in St. George for our senior skip day, and even just coming to high school for the first day of freshman year, smack out of COVID, needing to learn how to navigate the school again, or even for the first time ever, and to try but fail repeatedly to learn how to work the combination locks on our lockers. However, that might have just been a personal endeavor, and I honestly still can't work on. We, as a class, have overcome countless obstacles and have all developed some form of resilience and flexibility. We have been prepared and tested for so much of our lives, but we are here showing everybody today that we are ready. And it is important for us to start living our own lives the way we want to, making our own rules, chasing our own dreams, and accepting our own mistakes and the responsibility for everything that comes with it. Wherever you are off to next, give it everything you've got. Be proud of how far you've come and how far you are going to go. I think everyone should realize that this moment is so much more than a farewell to high school. It is more than just closing the curtains for the last time and saying goodbye. It's opening doors, and maybe even some windows, to say hello to new opportunities and experiences we cannot even begin to imagine yet. It has been my absolute pleasure to share all of this time with you. I'm so proud to be graduating with all of you today. Congratulations, class of 2025.
Thank you, Silas. However, the whole skip day thing, I think we should talk about at some point before you actually get your diploma. Before I introduce the valedictorian, I'd like to take a minute to thank the Fort Edward teachers, the TAs, the aides, all of our faculty and staff, buildings and grounds, transportation, for their tireless efforts and opportunities they provide our students each and every school day. If you are a member of our Fort Edward family as an employee, past or present, would you please stand and be recognized by our audience here tonight? Thank you. I'd like to introduce our 2025 valedictorian. This year's valedictorian is Leah Maharet Monroe. Leah is the daughter of Tanis and Nathan Monroe. She's an active member of the National Honor Society, Key Club, and Yearbook. Leah is completing her studies in New Vision's Health and Career Exploration Program, where she was also inducted into the National Technical Honor Society. She had plans to attend St. John Fisher University in the fall, where she will be majoring in nursing. Our valedictorian graduates with a final GPA of 97.54. And now, for her address, I introduce Leah M. Monroe.
Hello, everyone. Thank you to all the friends and family here today. You have supported us and lifted us up, and we would not be standing here today if not for you all. I'd like to share a quote by Winston Churchill. Success is not final, failure is not fatal, it is the courage to continue that counts. To all of my classmates sitting here today, this is everyone's milestone. Every person graduating here today has struggled, persevered, and most importantly, grown. We've changed so much since freshman year. We've grown into ourselves, even into our place in our community. For some of us, that place is into the workforce after graduating, or maybe that place is a gap year to explore oneself. For others, that place is many miles away at college. Wherever we are off to next, not a single one of us settled and was content to stop at the successes of the early moments of our high school career. And not one of us let any of our failures or missteps derail our plans and dreams. Each and every one of us continued through success and failure with courage. But deep down, all of us still carry a little bit of our freshman selves. It's shown in our stubbornness, in our drive, that fire in all of us shows. This fire is what makes Fort Edward Fort Edward. It allows us to break boundaries, to do things we never thought were possible, and it has shown in us as a class so powerfully even back in freshman year. Some of you may remember when blue and white lined Broadway as we all stood to show our support to resist assimilation and to show everyone what makes Fort Edward different. We're small, but we have fire. We stand together and we lift each other up. Consistently, we show up. From attending local events and setting them up, to helping with fundraising, we show up. Always happy to lend a helping hand or encouraging word, even when it's difficult, and even when we get nothing in return. Last year, we came together in support of one of our most cherished teachers during her chemotherapy. We all excitedly stood outside, dressed head to toe in pink, with signs bearing words of encouragement and love as she came home from her final chemo appointment. I will never forget her face when she saw us all standing on the front lawn. We persevered together. We've garnered many victories, both large and small, but we could not have done this if not together, as a class, as a community, as Fort Edward. These accomplishments have led us all right here to this moment. This is our celebration and our final bow to our high school experience. Today is the beginning of our independence, our very first step into adulthood where achievement and anticipation are entwined. Thank you to our teachers who knew our names and our dreams. They challenged us, supported us, and more importantly, believed in us, even when we weren't so sure of ourselves. They taught us more than academics. taught us how to care, how to listen, and how to be part of something bigger. I want to specifically thank Ms. Rosenthal and Ms. Gollin. You've prepped and encouraged our class since day one. You've been mentors, but most importantly, you've been friends through the challenges that we faced. Thank you for ensuring and supporting our successes. To our families, thank you. You've been our biggest cheerleaders and the quiet strength behind our every step forward, and you taught us that community begins in the home. Lastly, to my classmates, let's go forward not only with ambition, but with compassion. Let's lead not just with confidence, but with kindness. Let's build new communities that reflect the best ones, the best parts of the one we're leaving behind. Let's live by the wise words of Michelle Obama, who said, "Don't be afraid, be focused, be determined, be hopeful, be empowered."
Thank you, Leah and Silas. I'd be remiss if I didn't say to Mr. and Mrs. Monroe, not too bad. Nice job. Nice job. Now that Leah's taken her seat, I'd like to thank our senior high art teacher, Mrs. Schilling, for the guidance she provided to our seniors who've created the wonderful art panels that you have viewed in our hallway as you entered this evening. We've enjoyed last year's art panels displayed throughout our building this year in our hallways. And we'd like to give a special thank you to our talented artists. With those artists who have created the boards for next year's hallways, please stand and be recognized. Thank you. And now I'd like to invite Ollie Cutler and Silas Monroe to come forward and lead the seniors in singing of the Fort Edward Alma Mater, which is printed in your program. I'd also like to take a moment to also recognize our advisors, Amber Gollin and Melissa Rosenthal, for all their work that goes into coordinating a senior year, and couldn't have done this without you. Outstanding job. So at this time, would everyone please stand and join singing the Alma Mater? Here throughout the years know Mr. Herman takes all of our photos. He runs our social media sites, our website. He is here this evening to also take pictures of our graduates. If we could please give Mr. Herman a round of applause. And now for our commencement speaker. It is my pleasure to introduce our graduation speaker, Mr. John Lefner, CEO of the Hyde Collection. Our commencement speaker tonight, Mr. Lefner, serves as the Chief Executive Officer at the Hyde Collection in Glens Falls, our local museum established in 1952. 1952, featuring historic architecture, Renaissance art, and modern art shows. In his role, he is responsible for business leadership, strategic planning for the museum and the property, for personnel management, and for deepening connection with our museum supporters. Prior to his work with the museum, Mr. Lefner was the district executive director at Capital District YMCA, where he drove the strategic plan for the Schenectady YMCA and YMCA Camp Chingachgook. How'd I do? Okay, Chingachgook. There we go. Well, there he managed operations and annual fundraising, which provided assistance to children and families and seniors through the YMCA programs and services. He focused on forming strategic partnerships with organizations and business leaders, developing the camp into a year-round destination, and strengthening service through cause-driven partnerships and programs. Mr. Lefner previously served as the Director of Operations at Saratoga Independent School and as the Assistant Director of Operations at the Double H Ranch. Mr. Lefner holds an associate and a bachelor's degree from Champlain College. He also holds an OSHA 10 certification for construction. He is married and has a family. His wife, Dr. Jennifer Lefner, serves as the chair of the Department of Pediatrics and chief of newborn medicine at Saratoga Hospital. Without further ado, the class of 2025 welcomes John Lefner, CEO of the High College.
I want to first congratulate Mr. Halsey on the exact correct pronunciation of Chingachgook. No, most of us locals know it as Camp Chingachgook on Lake George. I spent 6 years. I speak publicly often, but following Silas and Leah is a tall order. Bravo. Let's hear it for them one more time, please. I will open for you any day. Well, good evening, graduates, families, faculty, and friends. I'm John Lefner. I'm the CEO and Mary W. Ren's Director of the Hyde. And it's a real privilege to be here with you tonight to share in this milestone moment for the Fort Edward class of 2025. Let's hear it for the graduates. I must confess something. When I was asked to give this address, my first thought was, what could I possibly say to a group of young people who already understand so much about the world in ways my generation is still trying to figure out? Because you, this generation, have a different kind of wisdom. One that isn't about having all the answers, but about knowing how to ask the right questions. One that values kindness over competition, empathy over ego, and action over apathy. And that's what I want to talk about tonight. The extraordinary generosity, acceptance, and altruism that I see in your generation as the father of 2 high schoolers in Saratoga myself. And why I believe those qualities are exactly what our world needs most right now, in line with your school's mission to inspire excellence. Let's start with generosity. Not just in the sense of giving things, though you've done plenty of that through food drives, fundraisers, and community projects, but in the generosity of spirit that you show every day. You're generous with your time, with your attention, with your friendships. In a world that sometimes feels divided, you reach across differences. You show up for one another. You use your voices, whether it's standing up against injustice or standing beside a friend who needs you. That kind of generosity is a quiet, daily kind of heroism, and it changes lives. And then there's acceptance. You've grown up in a world that challenged old assumptions about identity, family, and what it means to belong. And instead of clinging to old categories, you've asked, why can't we just let people be who they are? You accept your classmates for who they are, not despite their differences, but because of them. You celebrate what makes each person unique, and you understand something powerful. That our differences aren't weaknesses to overcome, they are strengths to embrace. That mindset has already made your classrooms, your teams, your town, and your online spaces better. And I promise you, it will make your workplaces, your communities, and our country better too. And finally, altruism. It's a word we don't use often enough. It means caring about others simply because it's the right thing to do. Those remarks were embedded in the words that you shared earlier, with no expectation of reward or recognition. I see that spirit in you, in the way you've responded to the needs of your neighbors, in how you've rallied for causes bigger than yourselves, in how you've lifted people whose names you might never know. It takes courage to live like that, to put compassion into action. But it's that courage that gives me hope. Because if enough people choose to live that way, little by little, community by community, we can reshape the world. And I'd be remiss if I didn't say a word about the arts. Because they are in so many ways the lifeblood of generosity, acceptance, and altruism in our communities. Are you the art teacher? I see all those snaps coming from the arts department. Okay. The arts teach us empathy. They challenge us to see the world through someone else's eyes. A painting, a play, a song, a film. They remind us of our shared humanity. In a world that sometimes encourages us to move faster, to think harder, and to feel less, the arts invite us to slow down, to listen, and to connect. I believe that communities like Fort Edward and the broader region we call home thrive when the arts thrive. And I hope wherever you go from here, whether it's college, the workforce, the military, or adventures yet to be discovered, you'll carry an appreciation for the arts with you. Support them, participate in them, let them challenge and inspire you. Because a community with strong art is a community with a strong heart. With that in mind, I'd like to acknowledge your classmate, Emily Mercier. Hi, Emily. For her recent volunteerism at the High. Emily played a crucial role in the success of the 34th Annual High School Jury Show, where she created the artist video and developed the exhibitions program. Thank you, Emily. So tonight isn't just a celebration of what you've done, it's a call to carry these qualities forward. Generosity, acceptance, altruism. They aren't abstract ideas, they are daily choices. And the world you're stepping into is one that desperately needs your voices. It needs your idealism, your resilience, your refusal to settle for that's just how things are. Whether you become a teacher, a tradesperson, an artist, a scientist, a small business owner, or something completely of your own design, your influence will ripple outward in ways you may never fully see. But trust me when I say this, it matters. You matter. And this generation, your generation, has the power to build a kinder, fairer, and more beautiful world. So class of 2025, thank you. Thank you for reminding all of us what really matters. Thank you for showing us that generosity, acceptance, and altruism are not outdated ideals, but living, breathing forces in our communities. Congratulations on all you've accomplished, and more importantly, congratulations on all you're about to do. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lefner. And many thanks to the Hyde Collection for giving us your time this evening. I'd like to thank all of our administrative assistants for the help with tonight's program, especially Sue McKenzie, Casey Ferguson, Alicia Carpenter, and Carissa Curry. We could not put all of this together without your help, and it's very much appreciated. Thank you. We'll now move to the presentation of awards. At this time, it's my privilege to present the Commencement Awards to the class of 2025. I'd like to thank all of the award sponsors, organizations, and individuals for their generosity. Tonight, we will hand out a total of 37 different scholarship awards for a total dollar value of just shy of $38,000. At this time, I'd like to ask our interim principal and director of People Personnel Services, Dr. Nicholas Komprosky, to come to the front of the podium to help with the distribution of the awards, as well as Board of Education Acting President Tim Clark. If you please could come up and take your spot to help us, we appreciate it. As they are taking their place, I'd like to thank all of our administrators, especially our principals, Dr. Komprosky, and our newly appointed elementary principal, Mrs. Jessica Smacko, for their tireless efforts throughout the school year. This portion of the program is going to take some time, so settle in, folks. Our first scholarship is the Fort Edward Alumni Association Scholarship. 2 $1,000 awards to members of the graduating class. Each recipient was actively involved in class activities and has demonstrated themselves to be a credit to the FEHACE and the Alumni Association. Awards will go to those attending college, vocational, or technical school. Each recipient must also be enrolled and attending in the second semester at that institution in order to receive the award. This year's winners are Eva Stewart and Leah Maharat Monroe. Assistance is coming. We also have in attendance someone who saw these students through a majority of their high school career. Erin Russo has returned back to Fort Edward. She snuck in and was probably hoping to go unnoticed until I needed to kill some airtime. So, here we are. Anybody have any Disney caliber jokes they want to tell? Now's a great time to use the restroom or make some water. Why don't I start with the Fort Edward Alumni Association Scholarship is 2 $1,000 awards to members of the graduating class. Each recipient was actively involved in class activities and has demonstrated themselves to be a credit to FEHS and the Alumni Association. Awards will go to those attending college, vocational, or technical school. Each recipient must also be enrolled and attending in the second semester for that institution in order to receive the award. This year's winners, Eva Stewart and Leah Maharat Monroe. Fort Edward Teachers Association Award is $300 to the Valedictorian and $200 to the Salutatorian of this year's graduating class. Valedictorian, Leah Maharet Monroe, and Salutatorian, Silas Monroe. The Idle Hour Scholarship Award is a $500 scholarship given to a senior who is the son or daughter of a member in this year's graduating class and who will be attending an institution of higher learning in the fall. This year's recipient, Ali Cutler. The Fort Edward Democratic Committee Award is a $100 scholarship given to a deserving student attending college in the fall. The recipient is Ali Cutler. The Fort Edward Booster Club Award is a $300 award to two seniors who have contributed the most to the classroom and the athletic field and will be attending an institution of higher learning in the fall. This year's winners, Calvin Boucher and Felicity Columbus. The Sandy Stimson Memorial Award, $100 given to a student athlete who has demonstrated responsibility, participation, and dedication to the school district's athletic program. This year's winner, Felicity Columbus. The Hill Scholarship was established through an estate left by William and Elsie Hill. The scholarship pays for half of the tuition for students who graduate from Fort Edward and plan on attending SUNY Adirondack. This year's award is $3,000 each, and the recipients are Calvin Boucher and Emily Mercier. The Fort Edward Support Staff Organization Award is $250 each to a senior boy and girl who will be attending an institution of higher learning in the fall, and the students must be in good academic standing, have strong leadership skills, and be active members within the Fort Edward community. This year's recipients, Calvin Boucher and Felicity Columbus. Glens Falls Foundation Award is $1,425 each to 4 graduating seniors from this year's class. These scholarships are given from the Elsie and William Hill Fund. The recipients are Olivia Madison, Alexa Dubé-Hensler, Maharet Monroe, and Eva Stewart. The State Education Department Scholarship for Academic Excellence is a $1,500 scholarship given to the student with the highest average at the end of 6 semesters, and $500 scholarship with the second and third highest average at the end of 6 semesters. The recipient of the $1,500 scholarship is Leah Maharet Monroe. And there are two recipients for the $500 award, and that is Silas Monroe and Eva Stewart. The Susie Anderson Ferguson Memorial Music Award. Susie Anderson Ferguson was a member of the Fort Edward High School class of 1968. She was a friend to all and inspired the love of music in all who came to know her. This $200 award goes to Silas Monroe. The Music Scholarship in memory of Lucille Pickett is a $500 each award given to two seniors who have shown dedication to music in school and the community during their 4-year high school experience. The winners this year, Ollie Cutler and Alexa Dubé-Hensler. The Fort Edward Girls Recreational Softball League Award is a $100 gift to a senior girl who will be attending an institution of higher learning in the fall. This year's winner, Felicity Columbet. Fort Edward Community Garden Keith H. Griffin Memorial Award. The applicant must intend on pursuing a career in landscaping, agriculture, forestry, horticulture, culinary arts, or wildlife. This year's recipient of $200, Mackenzie Braven. The John Jack Toomey Scholarship in memory of Mr. Toomey is a $250 award given to a senior who's had a strong work ethic throughout his or her 4 years of high school. The student has also demonstrated the idea of being part of a team by showing support and spirit to his or her fellow teammates. This year's winner, Felicity Columbet. The Andrew P. Birch Memorial Scholarship. Two $250 scholarships are awarded to a male and female student who were kind, considerate, and showed a willingness to help anyone in need. This year's winners, Damian Catone and McKenna Landon. Noreen Mulcahy Science Scholarship is given in memory of Noreen Mulcahy. This is a $1,500 scholarship to a student who will be attending a 4-year institution of higher learning to pursue a career in the field of science or medicine. Ms. Mulcahy inspired many students to pursue a career in the field of science. She was a well-respected and dedicated biology and chemistry teacher here at Fort Edward for over 33 years. This year's winner is Olivia Madison. Mark Williams Memorial Scholarship. Fort Edward class of 1978, Mark took advantage of the full educational experience and was a well-rounded student. He participated in many sports, with football being his favorite. He participated in numerous extracurricular events, was a class officer, and more than anything else, enjoyed socializing with his classmates. While his job and family required him to move away, he was always proud to tell his friends and colleagues about Fort Edward. He never missed a class reunion or the opportunity to return to town and visit with family and friends. He even held a long-distance Idle Hour Club membership. His loyalty loyalty to the Fort Edward community never faltered over the years. This scholarship is awarded to a graduate who embodies Mark's strong character, his desire to succeed in his career. They exhibit a passion for enjoying time with friends and family, and is appreciative of their Fort Edward roots. This year's $1,000 award goes to Calvin Boucher. Malcolm L. Ogden Senior Memorial Scholarship is a $300 award to an individual who has exemplified service above self and made meaningful and lasting impacts not only on their fellow students, but the community as a whole. This year's recipient, Dakota LaRock. First Lieutenant William J. McCarty Memorial Award. In honor of William J. McCarty, a Fort Edward High School graduate who died while in military service to his country, this scholarship is awarded to a graduating senior enrolled in a 2- or 4-year college degree program as an education major, with the intent to become a preschool, elementary, or secondary school teacher in any discipline, with a preference for music education or technology education. To be eligible, the student must be a U.S. citizen and have a minimum cumulative GPA of 3.0. This $500 award goes to Eva Stewart. First Lieutenant William J. McCarty Character Award. This award is presented to a male student who displays fairness, cooperation, and inclusion of others during and after school sports activities. A $100 award goes to Cameron Brayman. The Chauncey Charles Ward Perseverance Award is a $100 award to a senior boy who has overcome adverse hardship and kept on going forward with a grateful and generous outlook on life. $100 award goes to Owen Duquette. The Bernice K. Danahy Ward Self-Reliance Award is a $100 gift to a senior girl who consistently thinks for herself and has a clear understanding of who she is as an individual. To find yourself, think for yourself is the motto. $100 goes to Mackenzie Brayman. The Washington County Children's Committee Scholarship is a $2,000 award to a graduating senior who will be attending an institution of higher learning in the fall. This year's winner, Alexa Dubé Hensler. The Fort Edward Fire Department's Patrick H. Fitzsimmons Scholarship is a $500 award to a member of the Fort Edward Fire Department family. This year's recipient, Ollie Cutler. Joseph Fisher Memorial Scholarship is a $300 scholarship given annually in memory of Joseph Jody Fisher, class of 1976. Given to a member of the Fort Edward High School graduating class, the recipient will have completed a career and technical education program through BOCES or has been accepted to a trade school or college-level trade program or training program sponsored by a labor union, in order to prepare them to enter the workforce as a skilled trade. This year's recipient, Jamarian Perry. The Hudson Falls Rotary Service Above Self Scholarship is $500 awarded to a graduating senior who exhibits conduct consistent with Rotary's ideals of service to their community and world. This year's recipient, Calvin Boucher. Kelly's Angels Scholarship is a $1,500 award to a graduating senior who has persevered in the face of adversity and has overcome the obstacles and challenges that life can bring. This year's recipient is Silas Monroe. The Adirondack Area School Boards Association Award, which was given a little earlier in a special ceremony this spring. The winner of the 2025 Community Service Award receives a certificate of merit and a $500 scholarship. This year's winner, Felicity Columbus. The Osborne Family Foundation Scholarship. SPC Benjamin Osborne was killed in action on June 15, 2010, while serving in the U.S. Army. Due to his heroic actions, he was awarded the Bronze Star and Purple Heart. Ben was a graduate of Lake George. The memorial is being awarded to students who have shown good character, charitable heart, current need, commitment to self-improvement, and who are service-oriented. The $500 scholarship is awarded to Calvin Boucher. The Grace Ryan Newell Memorial Scholarship, Class of 1929. $1,000 to a member of the graduating class who has exhibited a strong sense of fair play, a commitment to family and friends, and a desire to support school and community in a positive way. The graduate must be furthering his or her education at an institution of higher learning. This year's recipient, Calvin Boucher. The Fate PTO Scholarship in memory of Jane E. Toomey is a $250 scholarship to a graduating senior who has volunteered their time with an organization. The recipient has selected a university to continue their education in the fall. This year's recipient, Felicity Columbus. Memorial Scholarship in memory of Edward LaClaire, William LaClaire Sr., and Bernard Curtis, 3 former Board of Education members, is a $500 scholarship to a student entering the field of nursing, either in a licensed practical or registered nursing course of study. The student should have demonstrated good merit and overall achievement in the school and community. This year's recipient, Leah Maharet Monroe. The Fort Edward Fire Department Women's Auxiliary Scholarship is a $250 award to a member of the Fort Edward Fire Department family. This year's recipient, Ollie Cutler. Presenting the next 2 awards, so that I can get some water, will be our band director, Mr. Michael Smith.
The David L. Fisher Music Award is given by the Washington County Area Music Teachers Association in memory of David L. Fisher, retired mechanical teacher who was a great contributor to the music programs all across Washington County. This $100 award is given to a senior who has shown a great contribution and commitment to the music program in their home school. This year's recipient, Olivia Madison. And lastly, the Washington County Area Music Teachers Association Scholarship, or Mechanical Scholarship, is an audition-based award given by the Washington County Area Music Teachers Association for a student attending a university music program in the fall. This year, the recipient of this $2,500 award is presented to Ollie Hutton. And it looks like Mr. Halsey is done with his water break, so I will return the podium back to him.
All right, Mr. Clark, you can sit down and take a break. Appreciate all your assistance. Dr. Komprosky, if you could remain on stage and give us a hand, we'd appreciate it. It's special recognition time. It is my honor to present the recognition for this year's class of retirees from Fort Edward. Each and every year, the district takes this special moment in time to acknowledge those remarkable individuals who have demonstrated unwavering dedication and contribution to the lives of our Fort Edward students. These individuals, like our graduates, are beginning a new chapter in their life. But unlike our graduates, they are leaving a combined 123 years of experience. As a district, you can only hope to find candidates who will come to the fort and approach their work with our children in the same manner as school teachers Christy Bump, Karen Galsick, and Kristen Morey, and teaching assistant Julie Theriault. Can I have a round of applause for this? For their entire careers, all of them have demonstrated an approach that puts children first, teaching with compassion and kindness. They set high expectations for each and every student, and then use their skills to help every child reach those expectations and grow as individuals. As master teachers, they use the expertise of their own education and experience and combined it with phenomenal organizational skills, creativity, contagious enthusiasm, and a sense of adventure in their classrooms. For the students and families you have incredibly impacted, we are forever grateful. I'm honored to present a small token of appreciation to our retirees with a plaque and an honorary bell to commemorate the retirement of these individuals. Not able to join us this evening with 29 years of service as a teaching assistant, Mrs. Julie Theriault. The other three, when I call you, will you please come up on the stage and remain on the stage so that we can get a picture. With 29 years of service, Mrs. Kristen Morey. With 30 years of service, Ms. Christy Bump. And with 31 years of service, Mrs. Karen Galsick. Would you please come to the center of the stage between our lovely flower arrangements so we can get some photos? How about one more round of applause? Thank you for everything, is the understatement of the year. Additionally, Fort Edward would like to take this time to acknowledge a board member with 4 years of service, including serving as the elected president by his peers. Because of obligations, he had to step away from his volunteer service to our district, but we want to take this opportunity to recognize the volunteer time, dedication, and commitment to our students that was put forth. With a small token of our appreciation on behalf of our Board of Education and entire school district, I'd like to present a plaque to Mr. John Guglielmo for all you have done for our school district. Thank you so much for your time. Pretty exceptional scholarships that went out the door just a few minutes ago, don't you think? I think some of you need to buy me ice cream this summer if you see. I'm going to take just a couple of minutes of your time to deliver some superintendent remarks to our graduates. I'd like to take this time to share some thoughts with our graduates. This is a time in your life when you will hear every version of advice and congratulation that you can imagine, but for good reason. You have passed a milestone in your life that has a double meaning. It reflects on your accomplishment to complete your school experience through all the trials and tribulations of growing up and learning about this world. It also reflects that you are about to enter a new part of your life, a beginning, if you will, which is why we call this a commencement ceremony. The opportunities that lie ahead are such an amazing concept to dream about, and all the people who matter most to you want to share their congratulations and pass along their advice. Take it all in and soak it all up and reflect on every word. It may sound like gibber right now, but trust me, you will come to cherish this time with each passing year going forward. In October this year, we had a wonderful celebration commemorating the 100-year anniversary of the groundbreaking for this beautiful high school. As you sit here tonight to receive your diplomas, the building opened almost to the hour 100 years ago for the Fort Edward public to witness what would become the centerpiece for Fort Edward. Generations have walked these halls, leaving their mark and earning diplomas. And now you, the class of 2025, are part of that incredible history. Each brick of this building stands the test of time. The heat and cold, the blizzard-like conditions, and occasionally, like this past week, the suffocating heat. Each brick weathers the good, the bad, and the ugly that comes at it. Each brick stands together and holds strong with grace and dignity, regardless of what comes its way. I feel these bricks are symbolic of each and every graduate of Fort Edward for 100 years. It represents the people that have stood together as classmates, weathered the storms, and rejoiced in the celebrations. In the good times and the bad, generations have had one solid cornerstone to stand together, brick by brick, and that, my friends, is being from the fort. You will leave here and weather the same type of storms. You will celebrate and rejoice the same greatest moments that life has to offer. And just like the generations of graduates before you have done, you too should take great strength in knowing that the very bricks that supported them through it all will also always be here to support you. As you go in different directions, please do not ever lose sight of where you came from. Congratulations to the history you have created here at Fort Edward. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of it. I'm proud to be here, and I'm proud of each and every one of you. Well done, and best wishes. Now to the moment we've all come for. Before we confer our degrees, I'd like to thank our IT Director, Mr. Sandy Wagner, and the IT Department for BOCES for their work in providing the audio in our live stream. I also want to recognize Fort Edward alumni and member of our IT Department, Mrs. Jennifer Hustis, who's running all of our technology this evening and our live stream. Jennifer, thank you for all your help. There are a few of you who have been selected by the graduates, and it has been approved for you to issue diplomas to our graduates. If you could work your way down to the lift to that side of the stage and prepare for the opportunity to come up on stage and award the diploma to your graduate, now would be a good time to do that. We are going to confer our degrees. It's now time you've all been waiting for. Dr. Komprosky and Acting Board President, Mr. Jim Clark, if you please could take place in front of the podium. We will begin presenting our diplomas. Before I read the first name, I'd like to inform our Board of Education that I have the honor to inform you that on behalf of the Fort Edward Union Free School District, the students whose names will be announced this evening have completed the requirements and are to receive a Fort Edward High School diploma. Would our first row please rise? Remember to stand for a picture, graduates. It's very important to the audience. Leah Maharat Monroe. Silas Monroe. Hannah Waterhouse. Felicity Colometti. Olivia Madison. They're getting the hang of it now. Alexa Dubé Hensler. Ollie Cutler. Eva Stewart. Calvin Boucher. Cameron Brayman. Mackenzie Brayman. Damian Catone. Owen Duquette. McKenna Landon. Dakota LaRock. Jules Emily Mercier. Paige Nielsen. Jamarian Perry. Benjamin Singleton. And Ariana Stevenson. Last row may be seated. By the power vested in me by the state of New York and the Fort Edward Board of Education, I now confer the degrees on the class of 2025. At this time, you may stand and move your tassel to the left side of your cap. Before closing out the ceremony and doing our recessional, I'd like to take a moment to thank each and every one of our family members who are here on behalf of our graduates. What they accomplished today does not happen by accident. It takes love, nurturing, and care. Thank you for all of you who've done everything for them throughout their school experience. I want to especially thank these students for their dedication and perseverance. You faced difficult challenges throughout your school career, and you found a way to overcome them. You are talented individuals, well prepared for what lies ahead. And remember, once a flying fort, always a flying fort. Family and friends, as our ceremony comes to a close, we ask that you remain seated while they leave the auditorium. We also ask that our graduates' lawn signs are out front. Please help yourself to take them home and proudly display them in your own yards. It now gives me great pleasure to be the first to announce the Fort Edward Class of 2025. Congratulations.